Hmm. Doing meditations on mountaintops. What's up, Golden King? How we doing? How we doing? What it is? What it do? Good to see you up in here. I'd love to be updated on the latest with the saga with you and yo lady. See how this is going. And I've got a song to play for you guys tonight that I've been working on. It's going good, huh? She feeling your style? She's feeling the golden king juice. I'm still curious to see how that all turned out. Good. Very good. What's up, Jess? Good to see you in here. Welcome to the family. This is the tribe for saving the world, where we talk about love and magical powers and how to access it in very practical ways. Yeah, Golden King, I know, but you give her lots of eye contact, right? She feels that. She knows you're connected. That's what's up. Build it up. Steady, steady, steady. So what's up, Jess? Are you a fairy? Are you straight out the fairy kingdom? That's where I come from. Damn right. Shit. We all been just like up and hiding, playing it super low key, huh? Just waiting for our time. Just waiting for that moment to come out and turn up. Love it. I love it. So I'm working on this song, right? I'm working on this song called Fairy Child. This is the openings of it. So it goes like this. Oh, we'll talk about Orion in just a second. It's not evil. It's good. Okay, so here's the song's called Fairy Child. Fairy child, they don't understand you. Fairy child, they don't understand you. No. Hey, hey. Hey, fairy child, they don't understand you. Welcome to the garden where I give you back your name. Fairy child, you're not like the others. That's what it is so far. It's still work in progress, still early stage. Yeah. It's on its way. So, I think I'm just going to loop that in the background while we talk about stuff tonight. And we're going to talk about Orion. We're going to talk about the stars. We're going to talk about some mystical shit that you will not hear anywhere else. Oh, yeah. All right. So, Orion's a very storied constellation. Almost every civilization has something to say about Orion. It's as if it played a role, that star system, right? Orion's belt. You see those three stars and they line up. And it's called the hunter because it forms the bow. And in Sagittarius, the hunter Sagittarius is the constellation of the hunter. And what it means on the astrology level, when we talk about, what up, McLovin, loving the ladies, you in the right place. Yes. Or the three kings made by the pharaohs. Exactly. So the pyramids were constructed in the same alignment as that Orion's belt. And the original beings who came from Sirius and that whole constellation were credited as being a part of the foundation of teaching the Egyptians their spiritual knowledge. And if you guys didn't know, the Egyptians were badass, right? Like, the Egyptians were badass. That's it. They understood a lot of things, not only on an astrological level, but they had, okay, I gotta tell you guys about the priest. Yeah, this is some ancient alien shit right here. So the priest training, I read this amazing book called Initiation, and it was written by someone who had remembered their past lives from Egypt. And she described exactly how they used to train their people. Freaking intense. Like, I dare you guys to try this. Okay, listen, this is what they did. So if you were going to be a priest or a priestess in ancient Egypt, you had to go through a series of initiations. And each one of them was a different level, right? And the goal, what up, Muffin Man? Good to see you up in here. So, welcome to the family. We're talking about the ancient Egyptians and how they used to train their people. What's up, Demetrius? So, basically, they used to put them through different levels of training, right? And the first level of the Egyptians the training in the priests and the priestesses was what we call today yoga, okay? And if you guys ever tried to do yoga for a long period of time, it's pretty hard. I like fall over myself and it's like, it hurts like hell because I'm all tight and tense and I'm like trying to shake off all this stress, right? But they would do yoga for like 3 or 4 hours at a time. You know what I mean? They would put us to shame because these people were about it. And that was just the beginning. Team Egyptian! No, we don't die, man. We're just cycling. We just get to come right back. You know, you die, and it's just like you checking out of a hotel. You spend some time in the lobby, and then you go get a different room, and you go right back in. And when you practice these spiritual things, and you really get into this, like you'll start to remember your past lives, and this shit will become more clear. Nah, man. Dude, we're totally going to talk about God's Golden King, but we got to finish up on Egypt first. So yoga was the beginning. And as the Egyptian priests became more and more advanced, they learned to go within themselves. They learned to pull out the emotions that would allow them to create magic, right? Emotions are the missing key to having your greatest magic and having your greatest power, right? The power of the emotions, the same thing that most of us suppress. But that's the secret, right? Is when you can feel an intense emotion, you can actually pull and attract that towards you. This is why thinking about something alone isn't enough. Golden, this is why when you feel that desire for this girl, you're pulling her at a cosmic level. You're orchestrating things at a cosmic level. So the Egyptians would practice eliciting their own emotions. So imagine I told you, all right, you need to get super angry. Okay, now you need to switch and become sad. Okay, now you need to become happy. Can you change your emotions that quickly? Because for the Egyptian priests and priestesses, that was their goal, and that's what they learned to do. Like, it's, I know it kind of sounds weird, it sounds like, oh, like, these people who are bipolar. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they learned how to work with their emotions to where they were in command of them. Like, imagining being able to choose your own emotions, right? That was the power that they developed. And this gift was something that, like, it took a long time. Let me just put it that way. Like, you had to be up in the emotional, spiritual gym for a minute before you learned how to truly control your emotions. But I think it's freaking amazing. And the Egyptians would initiate you in these pyramids. In these pyramids. Not in the periods. So you'd go up in the Great Pyramid, and they literally would open up all your chakras inside of a tomb, and you would go through and break through the veils. And this book was incredible. This book was so incredible, right? What's up, Allie? Montague, good to see you folks in here. Nakota, welcome to the family. This is the Tribe for Saving the World. We talk about spiritual shit. A bunch of spiritual gangsters up in here. We're talking about the Egyptians and how awesome they were. And we're talking about at the end of their journey of doing all this yoga and learning to control their emotions and developing all these, like, what we would consider superpowers. Literally, like, these people were badass, right? They had tame lions and beasts that would respect them because the beasts knew that these people were at a high level of evolution. You go out today, you walk into like a Jack in the Box, a bunch of freaking muggles in there, you know, eating burgers and whatnot. These people are like a low level vibration. Nothing wrong with Jack in the Box. I enjoy good curly fries now and again too, like the best of them. But in ancient times, these people were able to elevate themselves to a very high level of consciousness through their practices, right? And then when they got initiated, they had access to telepathy. And when the sun would go down, all of the people who had been initiated, like, think of everybody who's like gone through the training, could talk to each other. Dude, that's awesome, King. You are a god. That's why you know all this shit so young. Because you have that history in your past lives. You have that bloodline running through you, perhaps. And if you're accessing that power when you're on the field, oh man, watch out. What position do you play? What position you play? Where are you going? You making tackles, or look how I'm flowing. Look at the seeds that I'm sowing. Look at these trees, we're so small but we're growing. Shit is still flowing. The water straight out the tap. Garden tackle. Oh, you a big dude? How much you weigh? How much you weigh? So, let's talk about gods. Oh, you getting speed now? Let's talk about gods. What up, Ruru? Okay. Yeah. What up, Smiley? Welcome to the family. This is the tribe for saving the freaking world. I'm talking about mystical powers that we can access in ourselves. All right, Zeus. So the gods. What are the gods? All right. So the gods began with beings who once walked this earth long ago. These were actually historical individuals who had exceptional powers. And when they left the earth or they died, their legends persisted. Now, the interesting thing about gods is that gods are fed by human emotions. When people go into the church and they're praying, they're feeding their gods, whatever their gods are. And in many ways, we create and sustain our own gods. We do it. Are they real? Yes, they're real. But part of it's only because humans believe and give them power. So what's happening right now, right, is the Christian religion is starting to fall away. And Jesus is an eternal being, but the religion of Christianity is not eternal. That's something to do with the earth. And if people don't feed it, like if you don't feed something, it's gonna weaken. And so, have you ever noticed how there were wars between gods in ancient times? Gods were fighting over followers. They wanted emotional food, right? Like if you're a god, how good does it feel to be worshipped? And have you ever been worshipped by somebody? Like, if you've ever been worshipped, really, like, it's the most amazing feeling. I miss this shit. Like, it's been hard for me this life because I kind of miss, like, this is gonna sound so egotistical, but, like, I miss the feeling of being revered and being respected on that level and being able to exercise my wisdom and power. Like, in this lifetime, I didn't get any of that. I wasn't born into a rich family, you know? Wasn't born into privilege. Didn't get any shortcuts. Just like grow up like everybody else. And then are you able to receive it? Are you able to receive it when you get it? Right. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. And it's the best thing you can do is receive it. Because receiving the love and the appreciation of others is the same thing as giving it to them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so if we can receive that and feel that, we'll just amplify that. Because naturally, like, I think we've all evolved to where even if we're gods or goddesses and we're very high-level spiritual beings, we probably want to see other people shine too. I do. I want to see everybody get free. I want to see everybody get theirs. You know, whatever their development level is. So, Zeus is the father of the gods, right? The thunderbolts. Now, mind you that all the gods are like recycled. Like they're not different. They're a same cast of characters, right? The dude with the thunderbolts is also listed in other mythologies before Greek and after Greek, right? And even if you look at Catholicism basically has Zeus at the head of the pantheon, right? Hades, the forces of the underworld. All right, I'm going to give you a pop quiz. Golden King, do you know who Lilith is? Or who Lilith was? If you know this, I'm going to be very impressed. Lilith. So Lilith she was a goddess. One of the first. And she's a spirit of the earth. And in the Christian Bible, she's a demon because they didn't like her because she wasn't... You guys are awesome. So Lilith, she was, in the Christian Bible, they considered her the wife of Adam, and she was the first wife, but she didn't like bow down to God's commands. She was super feisty, and so they banished her from the garden, and they like made her into a demon. But she's an earth spirit, right? But she's you know, and it's been hard for her. It's been hard for Lilith, you know, to be down here and like constantly feeling like, you know, she's like being outcast and not understood. Oh, we're all here. Oh, you know, we're all here, Golden King. So, you know, it's been hard for Lilith. She's had a hard run. But it's been hard for a lot of us. It's been hard for a lot of us being down here. And that's one of those things. What's up, Tito? Welcome to the family. We're chilling here talking about gods and goddesses. Is there a god or a goddess that you connect to, Tito? Kristen Sheets. What up, girl? Welcome to the fam bam. So, we're talking about different... Okay, Poseidon. Poseidon's an interesting one, right? What was he the god of? He was the god of the ocean, right? God of the sea? Yeah, so Poseidon can like summon up the waves, summon up the tides. The ancient elves used to call him Ulmo. Ulmo. Like Elmo, but Ulmo. He's a lot scarier than Elmo. Although Elmo can be pretty scary too. So we've got him. Who else we got? Let's do a little mythology review. So we got the god of the... We already covered Hades. Apollo. So Apollo is the god of light and music and the sun. Right. And Apollo was kind of like... Dude, Apollo's cool, but he can be really prideful and ego-driven sometimes. He's a good friend of mine. Aphrodite! Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Aphrodite. So, Aphrodite's awesome. Aphrodite's really got a tough run of it right now, though. Points to Kristen. Kristen stole that one. Alright, let's talk about Aphrodite for a second. Aphrodite... the purpose of understanding gods and goddesses is to understand two reasons. One, the energies and the archetypes are still relevant and they're inside of us. Aphrodite is inside of you, right? If you can feel that sexual erotic energy, that's the force of Aphrodite. It's the same thing. And perhaps these beings have reincarnated, perhaps, and they're here with us now. Maybe. So... But I think Aphrodite has a really tough run of things today. Because we don't know in America how to, like, make love. Most people. Yeah, see, like, most people feel anger energy today. They're fired up, they're warriors, we're, like, trying to make money and go get stuff done, and we're obsessed with it. But it's hard because for Aphrodite's power to really work, we have to be able to feel our emotions deeply. Personal story is Aphrodite is supposed to be supposedly one of my spirit guides. Is that true? I don't know. I haven't learned how to listen to her very well yet. What up, Buñuelos? Or that's Buñuelos, right? Okay, so Ares is the god. We're talking about gods and goddesses. Welcome to the family. So Ares is the god of war, right? And Ares is always he's in Mars, and he's actually always forging his weapons. Okay, so back to Aphrodite. So basically, Aphrodite is the goddess of love, and I've had this connection from the beginning. I'm like terrified of that. All right, Cigar Man, we're gonna kick your ass out, son. I'm sure there's lots of great scopes with like girls dancing around or some guy. You're out of here. Dude, it makes no sense when people are they come in and they just go off knowing they're going to get banned. I wonder how many channels that guy goes through in a night. So Aphrodite was the goddess of love. Yeah, you take him out, Golden. You just tackle his ass. So Aphrodite is the goddess of love, right? And from my beginning, I've been I've been scared of that. I felt like super awkward, but I've also had this strange charisma. You are a freaking Zeus. So I've had this strange charisma that seems to be able to pull women and create that erotic energy, but I seem not to be able to accept it. Like I have a hardest time like letting it go and letting that happen. And so like when I was in Europe, the craziest shit happened where like I was literally, I think the thing I'm most afraid of is like actually making myself super vulnerable and embracing that side of myself, right? So I'd be on a train with this girl, and it was like there was only one spot on the train in Italy, and we're going across the countryside, and I get on the train and I'm sitting next to this girl, and she's the most freaking gorgeous girl you've ever seen, right? Like she's insanely beautiful, and she's only wearing like orange and pink, which if you don't know are like the second and the sacral chakra and the other heart chakra colors. So right, so like all the signs have been lined up for me. And she's wearing this bag that's like says bridge on it, and we're just talking, right? I'm speaking in broken Italian, and she's talking to me. And we get to a point where she has to get off. And I'm like, I need to ask for her number right now. And I don't, and I like let her get off, and I kind of, while she's on her way out, I call her beautiful or something, and she looks at me like, you fucking idiot, why didn't you ask me for my number? Right? And I'm just like, no! You know, and those are like one such example of those times where I feel like there's like this thing I just have to like, dude, we can totally do Norse gods. Norse gods are awesome. So do you guys know about the battle called Ragnarok? Ragnarok, the battle at the end of the world. We're switching gears from Aphrodite. What up, Swanson? So that's like the final epic battle. Oh, you trying to go back to Aphrodite, huh? All right, take it there. Take it there. Aphrodite. There's a block in the sacral. Correct. Correct. Living dead girl. We have zombies. We got zombies in the house. What up? This is the family. And we're talking about gods and goddesses tonight. So we just talked about like all of the Greek gods and goddesses. We talked about Zeus. We talked about Aphrodite. Now we're switching gears. There's a huge connection between the sacral and the throat. Yes, there is. It's true. Thor, son of Odin. I would be totally Loki in that situation. All right, if you have a god or a goddess that represents you, shout it out. I want to know. So, I would totally be Loki, though. You be Thor? Yeah, that's me. Can you tell by my cunning eyes? Lakshmi! In the house. And of course we know who the other person is that hasn't spoken yet. So... Oh, Lil Han. I love it. Kuan Yin. So, yeah, I'm a shapeshifter. So I can go into a lot of different situations with different people and camouflage myself to describe whatever I need to be in that situation. And I'm generally pretty good at reading people. And I have lots of different friends from different arenas. So I like hang out with people who are like street kind of hip hop gangster type folks, and I hang out with like people who are entrepreneurs and intellectuals, and I'm all about like connecting everybody, because I think that's what it's all about, is connecting all the different parts of ourselves and not judging anybody as being really that different. Like, are we really that different at the end of the day? You know, we all want the same things. Talk to me, King. We're really not that different. And okay, you want to go back to Norse? Okay. So let's talk about like some lesser known Norse mythologies, because everybody has watched the Marvel movies, right? So everybody knows Thor, and everybody knows what up, Sean? You haven't seen the Marvel movies with Thor? Pretty much everybody's seen Thor. So we got Thor. What up, people? Welcome to the family. We're going through gods and goddesses right now, and we're talking about each one, and we're talking about how that represents something inside of us. So in the Norse mythology, you've got Odin the father, Hel, the goddess of the underworld, right? Loki, Oh, not the Prince of Lies. He's just a clever fellow. And then Thor also has his ravens. Sorry, Odin has ravens. He has messenger ravens. And it's funny because certain people I've met are like, have gotten these crazy tattoos of Odin's ravens on them. And these girls travel the world delivering spiritual messages to people. And I'm not making any of this up. These are some really, really good friends of mine. Totally. I was just saying Loki's my guy. So these girls literally think that they are Odin's crows, which is freaking sweet. They're like just like these really interesting girls who travel the world and do this. And so some of us like feel a connection to this world. We feel like we're from that world. We feel like the human world is weird and that the mythological world actually makes more sense, which it does to me. Like it feels better, it feels more interesting than the stupid human world. Muggles. So, what is the god or the goddess, right? Exactly. Exactly. So we've got Odin's crows, and I don't know what the crows are called. But we're all down here. We're all down here, and we are the bridge. Correct. What up, Gabriella? Ella. Yeah, you on that Chris Hemsworth. Well, shit, who isn't? Oh my gosh. If you had a dime for every time someone said that, you would be rich. You'd be a rich woman. But are you spiritually rich? What's your goddess, Gabriella? You have to tell us what your goddess is. Like, which goddess from mythology do you identify with? Do you think that you are? No idea. Okay. Are you more into, like, are you a lover? Are you a mystic? Are you like a fighter? Like, what's your type? Is she Aphrodite? We're gonna see. Let's let her say what she is. Okay, are you more lover? Are you more fighter? Or are you more like mystical kind of priestess? Okay, so you would be Aphrodite. That's your archetype, right? Goddess of love. Or you could be like a goddess of the earth, which are more like nurturing. Like Aphrodite's fucking wild, right? Nobody can control her. She's just pure sex. She's just pure erotic, you know? And then there's like the nature goddesses, which are more like nurturing, you know? Like they're the goddess of the earth. Yeah. She's wild, dude. That's why everyone's scared of her. Like, everybody says they want sex and they want, like, attraction, they want eros, but, dude, people are terrified. You know why? Because you have no control. Like, if you've ever been in a situation sexually where you lost all control and your feelings were just too strong, that's the Aphrodite force within us all. But we don't usually get into that because we're scared of that. Like, it's that feeling when you're going to go and you're really attracted to someone and you're scared to talk to them because you have so much feelings. Zeus, was he Perseus' father? I don't know. Yes, never submit. I love it. Living Dead, you're awesome. Dude, Zeus is a man whore, by the way. Golden King. Keep it tucked in, brother. Unless it's time. Dude, Zeus, remember Zeus would come down and hit on, he would hit on anything, wouldn't he? Well, Zeus's job was also to impregnate the universe and to bring about life, so we can't totally fault him for that. I mean, is sex bad? Anyways, we could go down that whole line. But, right, exactly. It's not. Frickin', we're just all getting over our 1,500 years of, like, Christian guilt trip around it. What up, Justin? What up, PDR? Welcome to the family. We are talking about gods and goddesses right now, and, like, which one you think you are, or which one you're most similar to. / we just started talking about sex, but we'll probably get back on topic in a second here. But it's good to have you guys here. This is where we talk about saving the world, we talk about spiritual abilities, we talk about Some interesting shit. Who's the best god? Okay, who is the best god? That's a great question. The best god would have to be, dude, Lucifer's the best. Lucifer's the best. I'm just saying. I'm just saying he's the best. Because Lucifer's not who you think he is. First thing. So, for all of y'all who think that Lucifer is like this evil dude, he made some very bad decisions. No, you have it twisted. Sensei says you have it twisted. So let me explain. Lucifer is a fallen angel. The devil is what we call Satan or Satan. Satan. So, yeah, we don't have to go there, but don't be scared of it. Here's the thing, like, just seek knowledge. Like, you don't have to believe anything I say. But with Satan, like, Satan is the devil, right? And the devil is that force that wants to bring everything down. It's the downward-facing star. You ever see on Satanism, it's the downward star, right? Which is to say, bring everything down and back down, like devolution. That's why it's always like Satan is like evil, right? Trying to get people to ritual sacrifice and hatred and fear and all these emotions that bring humanity down, right? And we don't want that, okay? And Lucifer was a super high-level angel who basically, through his process, got pissed off, was like, I'm not taking orders from the Father. He gathered up a bunch of his homies, and they started a rebellion. They lost. They then got thrown down into the abyss, and they had to work their shit out through tons of evolution and through tons of process. Like, they went through the most brutal journey, Lucifer and his angels, going through unlearning all the things that they needed to learn to grow to their next level. And they feel super shitty about everything that happened. Talk to me. Talk to me. So, my point is that gods are neither good nor evil all the time, and absolutely. And this thing we have to get over this. No, I'm serious. I know it's scary because we're trained to feel fear about this, right? But when you take the fear out of it, demons lose their power. And you can walk through the shadow of the valley of death without being afraid of them. And in many ways, the demons that we have in our lives are the parts of ourselves we don't want to understand about ourselves. And because they scare us so much, we call them demons, right? And the same thing is said for these ancient mythology and these characters, right? These guys have a bad rap. I say these names and there's like, oh, like that's the devil, that's like has this dark power. But does it really? I don't know. Questions, food for thought. Food for thought. Fear no evil. Okay. Zeus versus Neptune? I mean, Zeus is definitely going to win that. But anyways, I got to get going. This is super fun. We've done like a 40-minute scope tonight. This is awesome. Dude, he was. But see, this is what I'm trying to say, Sean, is that the devil and Lucifer are two different concepts. It's like the Christian oversimplifies it. And if you go into the history and you look at the mythology, it's actually two different beings. And one of them they're very different. They're very different. And yes, Lucifer was super attractive before he fell. What up, Megan? We're talking about ancient mythology and gods and goddesses. And this is the family. This is the tribe for saving the world. We talk about mystical, spiritual shit. We talk about how to activate your abilities, how to heal, how to love each other, how to forgive ourselves. And let's give a shout out to Hades. All right. Oh, thank you. We'll come back because we're going to be doing this every night, 9 p.m., throwing it down. Me and my cohorts, we're growing. We're expanding the channel. We're starting to go like multiple hours a day. We're talking about all the stuff they don't teach us in school and all the cool shit about the evolution of our world. Dude, I love you guys. And Hades is evil, but somebody's got to take care of the dead. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to do that shit. I ain't gonna do that shit. All right. Peace. One. Talk soon.